My 21F boyfriend, 21M, won't speak to me because I snapped at his best friend when he tried to comfort me, and now everyone is mad at me. How can I fix this? I, 21F, am dating my boyfriend, let's call him Jeremy, 21M, for almost 3 years now. Him and I met at another friend's birthday party, and I really liked him. He wasn't interested at first, but after a few months of talking, he asked me out, and we started dating. Our relationship in general is good. He is a good boyfriend and cares about me. But there is one issue. His best friend, Adrian, 20M. Adrian has been in Jeremy's life since they were in primary school. Apparently Adrian was bullied for being an orphan and Jeremy took him under his wings. Basically, there is a lot to their relationship and things that made Adrian depend on him, but I won't go into details here because it is a lot. My boyfriend is extremely protective over him, and at first I thought it was cute, but I don't know what to think anymore. He prioritizes Adrian over me every single time no matter what. And the worst part is I can't really blame him because he had already told me this would happen before we got together. I was kind of head over heels for him since I met him, so I was okay with anything, to be honest. I also thought that it would change once we start dating, but well, it never did. One of the major examples I can think of is my birthday last year. Jeremy and I were celebrating with a couple of friends, and Adrian was invited too, but he said he was busy and couldn't come because he was going to his mom's. One of the friends that were present there revealed after cake cutting during a conversation that Adrian was actually sick and Jeremy left me in the middle of my birthday party to go to him. Adrian later called me to apologize because apparently he had lied so Jeremy wouldn't ruin my birthday for him. Another time, Jeremy abandoned me at a friend's wedding because to go pick Adrian up without even being asked. Overall, it feels like he cares about his best friend more than me. Now to the main drama. Last week, we were hanging out with a few friends and celebrating my best friend's promotion. We were having a discussion about a house fire that happened near her office recently, and the boys started joking around, talking about what they would do if it happened right now. One of them asked Jeremy, if you had to choose between Opie and Adrian, who would you choose? And he didn't even hesitate to say he would choose Adrian. He literally said, you choose your priority in those situations. Then he went to the bathroom, and everyone started teasing me, referencing a book and saying I was the evil girlfriend character of that book, and everyone was laughing except Adrian, who looked really guilty. I couldn't take it, and I started crying. Adrian came to comfort me and apologize for what Jeremy said, but I snapped at him telling him this was all his fault. He is very much sensitive person, so when I said that, he started tearing up and apologized profusely before running out crying. When Jeremy came back, he asked where Adrian was, and when someone told him what happened, he completely lost it. He screamed at me and called me insecure and pathetic, called me names and told me it was a huge mistake to give me a chance before running out of there to go find Adrian. The next morning, Adrian texted me to apologize again and let me know Jeremy was with him. He even took Adrian to get some pastries because he was upset. One of my cousins once joked that my boyfriend treats him more like his girlfriend than he does to me, but I just don't think that's true. Jeremy hasn't contacted me since then and won't reply to my texts. I have called him, texted him, everything, but he won't reply. I am scared I might have lost the love of my life. My friends also let me know what a major asshole I am for snapping at Adrian like that when he has always stood up for me. My best friend blocked me everywhere because I apparently caused drama at her party for a hypothetical situation. All my other friends called me crazy too, and I found out I was kicked out of the group chat. I have no family here because I moved away from my hometown to be with Jeremy. Again, I can't say he isolated me because he told me not to do that, but I insisted. I feel so alone and I feel like an idiot. I have no one to talk to, and I have been crying since that day without leaving my room. I know none of this is Adrian's fault because he never really asks for whatever Jeremy does for him, but I was so frustrated. I have no idea what to do. Any advice would be appreciated, thank you. English isn't my first language, so sorry for any mistake. Edit. I get the confusion about the mom part, but in our culture/language, we call mother's sisters as mom too, as well as father's side aunts are also called mom. Just clarifying that. I'm sorry, but your boyfriend is in love with Adrian. Tell him you can't compete with his boyfriend, but they should just come out and be honest about their relationship in the future instead of gaslighting poor clueless women. /breakup move on. He told you this would happen. It's happening. You either accept the situation and suck it up, don't do this, or move on from this relationship because this will not change, do this. Apologize to his friend though. It's not his fault. I, 19F, feel like my boyfriend, 19M, isn't curious about me? My boyfriend and I have been together for just over a year. Since starting university, I've realized how much conversation and curiosity are important to me enjoying someone's company, as well as feeling connected to someone. Recently, I've started noticing that my boyfriend doesn't ask me questions about myself or any follow-up questions if I'm already talking. Oftentimes, if I'm talking about something, he'll interrupt to talk about his work friends, or the gym, and it never goes back to what I was saying. His recollection and memory of things I've said in the past have always been bad, but now I'm starting to think it's because he's never fully listened to what I've been saying. I haven't spoken to him about this, yet as I can't help but feel self-absorbed or selfish by asking someone to ask me about myself. I'm also in a situation that I'd feel as though if I ask, the questions would then be forced, and the curiosity would be artificial. Is there a way that I can ask without the outcome feeling unnatural, or without coming across as entitled? I am 20. Think my girlfriend, F19, is faking her panic attacks? My girlfriend, F19, and I am 20, have been together for 2.5 years. We were playing a Nintendo game together that she grew up playing, and I only recently started. While we were playing, she was talking to me in a pretty condescending tone whenever I was confused about something, like I should already know how it works. She also got irritated when she was busy doing something else, and I needed help, telling me to wait in a harsh way. Later on while we were playing again, I calmly asked her if she could stop using a condescending tone when I'm confused, since I've never played the game before, and she's played it for years. After that, she became very upset and started what looked like a panic attack, rocking back and forth, shaking, and speaking gibberish to herself. She had a one-on-one online meeting with her professor about 10 minutes later. During those 10 minutes, she was still shaking and acting distressed while setting up her computer. The confusing part for me is that the moment she joined the meeting, she completely switched it off. Her voice became upbeat, she was laughing and joking with her professor, and seemed totally fine. As soon as the meeting ended, she went back to acting distressed again. She is diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I don't have any mental illnesses myself, so I'm genuinely trying to understand and not be dismissive. But situations like this happen fairly often where she's acting out, someone else walks in or interacts with her, and she suddenly appears fine, then resumes afterward. From what I understand, panic attacks aren't something you can just turn on and off instantly, especially mid-episode, but I'm not an expert. I'm trying to figure out whether this is something I'm misunderstanding, something related to anxiety masking, or something else entirely. I'm not trying to invalidate her feelings, I just feel confused, and honestly a bit unsettled by how abrupt the switch was. Looking for insight from people who understand anxiety better or have experienced something similar. It's the immediate switch as soon as she joined the call that's the massive red flag. For me sounds more like a manipulation tactic to shut down the conversation you were trying to have. Faking for attention, as someone with CPTSD who needs to be medicated for multiple daily panic attacks. I wish I could make them stop. She is trying to manipulate the heck out of you. I was in a toxic relationship with someone who was really controlling and abusive. They would often fake panic attacks to try and get out of situations/arguments. Run. I 19 female might say this to my boyfriend 21 male. Is it worded kindly enough? Me and my boyfriend are going through a rough patch RN, and I'm trying to explain how I feel to him. This is what I have so far. LMK what I should change or any other advice for dealing with this situation. I've been feeling really overwhelmed in our conversations lately. A lot of the time, when I try to explain that something hurt me, it feels like the focus shifts to who's right or wrong instead of just understanding how I experienced it. I'm not trying to attack you, I'm just trying to share my perspective and be heard. It feels like every time I bring up something that hurts my feelings, instead of acknowledging it and trying to figure out a solution, you argue that I shouldn't feel that way. When my feelings get dismissed or debated, it hurts, and it makes me hesitant to communicate these things. I don't want our discussions to feel like arguments or debates. I want them to feel calm and productive. Your tone matters a lot to me. When a conversation starts with irritation or defensiveness, it's hard for me not to cry or get overwhelmed. I just want us both to approach these conversations with patience and understanding. I know I'm not perfect in how I communicate either, but I'll try to be more mindful of how my words affect you. And when I start crying, it's not to make you feel guilty. It's because I care a lot and I'm hurt. What matters most to me isn't finding out who's right, it's understanding each other. Finding out why we reacted the way we did, and how we can handle things better next time. I want our disagreements to be calm conversations where we both feel understood. It feels like everything has to be a debate. I know that's part of your personality, but it can get repetitive and exhausting for me. I know that you enjoy debates, but please find a different outlet for that, and try not to debate as often with me. I don't want resentment to build between us. But sometimes, when I try to communicate something that hurts me, it feels like you don't have empathy for me, which upsets me even more. In these situations, I just need to know that you care and you're willing to compromise and figure out a solution, not just figure out who's right. That is a very mature and healthy expression of valid issues. If he pitches another of his fits or attempts to deflect to who is right or wrong, then you have your answer for how much you are loved and seen in this relationship and should leave. What makes you think he'll be receptive to your message? Frankie, he doesn't sound emotionally mature enough to self-reflect and correct his behavior. It doesn't matter how kindly you word it if his ego is so fragile. Sounds like maybe it's time to find a new dude.